Kinsey Adams, Tia Jimerson, but Ivonee Montaño on your screen, the opposite, been doing damage for Atlanta.
Yeah, Montaño's had a breakout season. You know, she wasn't starting. Tessa Grubbs was in here for Atlanta, went down with an injury, and she has shown up in a beautiful and big way for LOVB Atlanta. And what makes her lethal is she's really good out of system. So these really tough swings, she's able to keep her team scoring points, not only from the front row, but she's almost equally effective from the back row, which is so tough to stop with the defense.
For Omaha starting lineup, center Laura Dykemusk will really be trying to find the governor, Jordan Larson, right here tonight.
The governor, it is hard to articulate what she means to this sport and to her team. And speaking of big matches, she's a 4-time Olympic medalist, the most decorated female women's volleyball player in this country, arguably the world, and she's played in so many tough matches. And not only does she execute and just show up for her team by scoring, but she really puts her team on her back. And I cannot wait to see her make this run and help this team try to make playoffs in her final season.
We can't wait for your chase. Courtney Repop. Courtney, take us through your keys to the match.
Yeah, so for Atlanta, they're at their best when they're running a really fast offense through setter Rachel Fairbanks. So if they pass well, they are so tough to stop. And when they've been at their best, they're making smart shots down the stretch. And for Nebraska, let the gov govern. You know, let her do her thing. And they've been at their best when they're serving tough and let their incredible middles have a block party. We'll be looking for that tonight.
Moments away from first serve. It's going to be setter Laura Dykemusk. So already ran through the middle, like you said. Great passing leads to that fast tempo offense for Atlanta.
Yeah, I expect to see this a lot tonight. One thing that's a little unique about Atlanta, they set the middles almost 44% of the time on a perfect pass, which is higher than anyone in the league. So if they pass well, they're going to be setting middles all night long.
Tia Jimerson with her serve, almost getting the ace there, but Nebraska setting the high free ball back to Atlanta side. So going to the middle again, but kept alive by Nebraska's defense. Huge swing on the outside, San Giacomo with the kill.
San Giacomo, another younger athlete, 22 for Atlanta, doing a great job of stepping in, and someone that is intently learning from head coach Paulo Coco, and it's showing right now.
Jimerson with the deep flow, getting Nebraska out of system, but the governor flies in. Big first kill for Nebraska.
The governor, it's hard to believe. I was fortunate to have played with her in 2 Olympics back in London and the Rio Games, and she is still flying high. Every time she swings like that, I'm like, one more year, one more year.
Kinsey Adams hustling. Yeah, huge news with Jordan Larson, and now she was retiring. Kind of a farewell tour right now, bittersweet.
That's right, and she's having fun. She looks this season like she's playing looser, she's more present. I think head coach Susie Fritz has done a great job of just taking a leadership role and helping Jordan just enjoy being a part of this team, and you can see it out there on the court.
Kill by Montaño. Look at Jordan Larson. Montaño, the opposite for Atlanta, really stepped up when Tessa Grubbs went down, had surgery on her ankle, and ever since then, Montaño has just gone off, especially on the back row. Nebraska using their offense through the middle. They're up to serve. Back row attack, Montaño off the hand. Success in the back row now as well. Here's Atlanta's head coach, Paulo Coco, one of the greats involved in coaching the Brazilian team for many, many years. Is one of the best trainers, how he guides his athletes, especially with how they take care of their bodies off the court.
It's impressive. You think about what he's done. You know, Kelsey Cook out starting a family this season. Tessa Grubbs, their starting opposite, who did amazing last season. She's out with an injury, and his ability to get his team together and find pieces that work is exceptional. It's so fun getting to see him do his thing.
Kinsey Adams getting the shoot set. Yeah, Kelsey Robinson-Cook told us last year when listening to Paulo Coco, as we see Adams
Look how fast that is. That is speed. That is speed. You're going to see a lot of gaps in the block. Sorry to interrupt. I got excited as a setter. That's a great set.
That is a great set. But she said that she was starstruck listening to Paulo Coco in the timeouts at practices, how to take a minute to adjust. Rachel Fairbanks getting that early energy with Tia Jimerson.
Yeah, Coco has been in a lot of moments and such a teacher of the game. Offensively, defensively, he was a setter as a pro player for a long time. And
high ball to the outside. In the net, or was there a touch? We have not seen a challenge, not sure who after the point. Slide from Tia Jimerson. Fairbanks going over, pushing that block out. Great rally so far. Adams off the hands. Susie Fritz, Omaha head coach, has an extensive resume herself. Many years at K-State as the head coach. Martins recently came from Arkansas and now has entered the pro level of coaching.
She's had an incredible run here and just one of the leaders sweeping the shed. She's, you know, not afraid to do anything, whatever it takes to help these athletes have the best experience possible. And someone that's just devoted to her craft of coaching and becoming the best she can be to help others. And she's done it for over 30 years. Pretty cool to see.
Back row, Montaño flying in for the D ball. Passed over, but Pinoy decides it's in. Tia Jimerson getting another kill. Things just go so well for Atlanta when Jimerson and Adams, the two on your screen now, are on energy-wise.
It's true. The emotional, competitive leaders, and their energy is infectious, you know, and Jimerson, I would expect her to get a lot of balls tonight. And for Nebraska to stop them, they're gonna have to take some chances blocking.
Slide coming in from Emily Thader. So the middle runs behind the setter on that play. Back row attack from Drewniok, showing that she can have success with the D-ball as well.
Kimberly Drewniok, number 8 for Nebraska. Expect to see her and hear her name a lot tonight. Again, she's a lefty on the opposite, which makes it a little bit easier to run fast with speed, whether it's a good pass or off the net. Just a true pro.
Been a pro for 11 years.
Yeah, and what I love about Drewniok is she's always trying to unlock the next level and what's possible for her. And spent a lot of time on the mental game this season, and we're seeing it here.
So Nebraska called foot fault right there. Back row attackers have to stay behind the 10-foot line. That could be a call. Or if you cross the service line in a serve, that is the other foot fault as well. Mackenzie Adams up to serve. A mean top spin. Looked a little nervous on that one. Didn't hit as hard as she could, then took the error. During practice, she was serving extremely hard, but she doesn't seem worried about it, Courtney.
Yeah, she's gonna shake it off. It looks, sometimes you get a tough toss in there and you're trying to do something with it just to save it. It gets a little awkward. Mackenzie Adams, a true pro again, shakes that one off.
Outside to Larson. Fairbanks stepping in to take this one. Montaño, just so much strength.
And this is what we talked about at the beginning of what makes her special. This set is off the net. She's a righty, so that's got to come all the way over her shoulder, and she's still able to get under the ball, go up and over that block. From Columbia, fun fact, her husband is also a setter. He played for the Colombian men's national team, so I haven't officially talked to her about it, but I'm hoping we can sign their future children for love.
Huge block from Drewniok, suffocating, but there was so much effort before this play.
Wow. Look at this. Ani Cesar flying around, and the block party begins for Nebraska. We talked about that, and Drewniok makes a great read. She just crushed some dreams already here in Nebraska.
Been away with the platform set. Ball over. Giacomo taking the easy point.
San Giacomo, well known by her teammates, is one of the nicest. Always willing to help, always showing up for her teammates, and one of the great learners. You know, she's been a pro for 7 years, but always listening to Paulo Coco and trying to get these nuggets wherever she can.
Such a strong serve from Montaño. But San Giacomo returns Drewniok's block with another one. Atlanta with the early lead here in the first set. Nebraska looking to take a win and get one step closer to making the playoffs.
The craziest part is that I tossed it and I said, oh, okay, it's not a good toss, so let me play. And I still don't play. Yeah, I was like, you know, I'm a little tired. That's the worst part.
League One Volleyball is presented by Skims, the official loungewear, intimates, and sleepwear partner of Love. Well, Libero for Atlanta, Ivonee Montaño, is not just one of the best. She's a Libero for Team Thailand, but she's also Thailand's captain. Such a great leader, but more importantly, just takes such ownership in the Libero position.
She really does, and it's one of the most important positions out there. And if you had to compare it, it's kind of like a goalie in soccer where you're in charge of running the defense. Not only what you're doing, but making sure everyone around you knows the game plan on every single hitter. You gotta have quick reflexes, move fast, which includes eye work. And she plays by different rules. She doesn't serve, she can only set out of the back row. She comes and goes without using a substitution, and she's a special one.
Pinoy speaks Thai, so during timeouts or practices, she usually has her phone to translate what Paulo Coco says. Been trying to learn some English, but in real time, has to have that information during games. So Omaha, Nebraska able to get out of that rotation early. Herrera back at the service line. Mackenzie Adams talks about how she gets picked on and serve receive all the time. Yahalasheva with the kill on the slide. And did just enough in.
Four-time All-American out of Washington State. Well known for the amount of blocks she had in college, which, fun fact, was 769 times. She crushed dreams from the opponent, but also lethal offensively.
Had the Washington State and the Pac-12 at the time NCAA record with those blocks.
San Giacomo, 6'5", outside hitter, but when she float serves, it's like a knuckleball in baseball. And just think of the trajectory when you're jumping and already 6'5". It is a really tough serve to read and to react to.
Bausch with the high ball. Fairbanks faked out that set. I thought she was going over the net on that one. Pushes it out to Adams. What a play.
That's so fast. Emily Fader, a great blocker, real quick middle, is having a tough time keeping up with that. That's what I said. Nebraska's gonna have to take some chances. If you're everywhere, you're nowhere. And if you're running that fast, sometimes you gotta commit or just cheat and go to the outside. Curious how they adjust throughout the night.
for a minute. Right? Just stop where you're at on contact, right? You can always come back to it, okay? Same thing. More balls on our side, more balls in the middle of the floor. Play cleaner, play long, okay? Be patient. Be patient. Let's go. Go slide.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, love. Let's go.
Kimberly Drewniok mic'd up tonight. Been hearing some great sound bites from these players during matches.
Yeah, notably, one, it fires me up to hear. It's so fun to be in the huddle, but the quality of communication and them talking about what's next, what do we need to do to stop the team, and all of these are so fun to hear.
Big kill from Bausch. Looking like she loved that one for Nebraska. What do they have to do right now? 5 points down in the first set.
Yeah, so right now Atlanta's passing well, you know, which was a key for them, and Nebraska's gonna have to serve a little tougher to slow down this offense.
Montaño's windup is just insane. Just like this block from Mackenzie Adams, looking like she's just having fun out there.
Good night. 13 for Atlanta, Mackenzie Adams. Just kind of the stability this year, the emotional leader, always level-headed, has an amazing heart, does a great job of just showing up and keeping this team together. And she talked about what a fun team it is. There's not any clicks, they all kind of are one and just doing their best.
Emily Thader getting the point off the slide. Again, that's where number 2 right here runs behind her setter. Crossing paths, getting the slide. Nebraska, Bausch. Adams off the net, tips it over. Jordan Larson, Peanut Pinoy making this one-arm chicken wing look so easy. But the ball flown out, giving Nebraska the point.
And this is what we've seen from Atlanta. We talked about part of the scouting report. Can they make smart choices down the stretch? And if they're making easy errors like that, you know, and if they take it into the next play, that's going to be tough. So can they get past that and get back to good?
Bausch looking a little frustrated after that missed serve. I'm sure she wants to go on a service run for her team right now. Chip away at that deficit. Rachel Fairbanks has an interesting serve. Watch her toss right here. She kind of spins it in the air, but then it turns into a float. Whoa, this cut shot. Jordan Larson showing why she is the best at what she does.
The governor saying, I'm gonna beat you inside right now. That is a young man's game, and she's flying right now. Number 10 for Nebraska. Feeling good for a middle blocker. That's a big one. You gotta drop that left hand, but Jordan's seen a few big blockers in her life.
Oh, gotta love the energy Emily Thader's bringing in that one. At one practice in Austin, Ivonee Montaño got hit in the face from her teammates during serve. And someone asked if she's okay, and she said, I'm fine. What do you mean? And walks in and just goes off and has the best serves or hits. She is so tough. I love watching her.
Yeah, she's got a great competitive spirit for sure.
Montaño again and going off the hands. Don't give her any kind of split. She'll go right through it.
Yeah, just watch the last 2 steps. It's so powerful, her ability to go up and give direction to the ball. She does a great job of staying behind the ball, even when the set is coming from off the net. It's a huge part of being able to see the block and hit around it.
Adams. Mackenzie bringing the blocks, the attacks, and now at the aces.
Mackenzie Adams talked about the last 2 losses for Atlanta. They were kind of on cruise control. They had won 6 matches in a row, and she said, it always stinks to lose, but sometimes it's what you need, and they feel like they're locked in. They've had a great week of practice. And for them to close this out, she's got to continue serving tough. We've got Jaylee Winters in for Nebraska. Can she pick on her coming cold off the bench?
Winters handles that serve well. Back to Montaño, off the hands of Jordan Larson. Success on the tool. So Montaño purposely hit in Jordan Larson's hands because she saw they were facing out. If the ball goes out, that's Montaño's point, calling that a tool. Mackenzie Adams, another top spin serve. Takes a little bit off that one. Out to Larson. Says, I'll go off Montaño's hands, and Montaño is called in the net, though, giving Larson and crew the point.
Nebraska's been streaky lately. They're a little bit kind of riding the highs and lows of the momentum. So if they can keep the pressure on, get a few good kills in transition, they got a chance to win here in set one.
Atlanta first to that red zone mark, the 20-point mark. Tia Jimerson going into the block. Montaño trying to help her out, but not able to.
And this is the adjustment I was wondering if Nebraska would make. It's a perfect pass. Again, almost half the time we know Atlanta is going to set that quick. So Herrera fronts, she gets over there, so she makes a better play on that quick attack.
Outside, really far off the net. Ball not called in. Nebraska's point. Atlanta taking the timeout.
A little bit high for her, okay? Leave more time. Okay, okay. Let's go. Good try, Julia. Let's go. Good pass inside out. It's okay. The ball rotation too is fast for her, so I'd like Julia a little bit inside it here fast. One step has to go. But let's focus on it. Side out. Good pass inside out of this. Okay? Yes, let's push the ball over there. Let's go. Good reception. Side out. The ball was a nice try. Inside was in.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We got you one. Here we go. Whoa. All right, good, Evie. Here we go. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Here, Mackenzie Adams talking to Ivonee Montaño, who they call Evie. But you saw Paulo Coco also say good pass and stuck his platform out. Again, Peanut Pinoy uses his body language during matches to find out what he's talking about and what he needs from them.
Good old language of volleyball.
Ooh, what a save from Nebraska. Great defensive effort, but no one at the net from San Giacomo. But Nebraska, their digs are all over.
So much effort. Whatever it takes, there's so much on the line for these teams. And Rachel Fairbanks does a nice job of seeing there was no blocker over there. Sets up San Giacomo. Atlanta able to get out of it. That's what they need to keep running this thing, is moving on from errors.
Perfect play from Nebraska. Herrera going in for that three. Started with that great pass.
So Atlanta's in a three-hitter rotation. I would expect Herrera to read in the middle because Montaño's over here. She probably won't follow that middle. Or
a free point,
hey,
right back to Herrera.
Or we got that. The governor putting some pressure from the service line.
Nebraska just 2 points behind Atlanta, creeping back up to that red zone mark. Getting a little help on Atlanta's side with the sweat.
And Atlanta right now, again, they've made a few errors. This has been contagious for them in the past. So if I'm Rachel Fairbanks, I'm going to go to what's working. Probably going to set Montaño here. Matched up against Jaylee Winters. That's also a good matchup.
Straight into the block. Herrera with the suffocating frontline defense.
And this is a commit. She reads it, she goes. Look at that, dude. It's so fun. That's what it's about. These teams are competing hard right now.
ISO block is always amazing to watch. Montaño right through the split, though. Nebraska saying this is out. Is Susie Fritz going to throw that red flag? For challenges, each coach has a red flag. You have to throw it in the air to challenge something.
No, we have the system.
You see it in though?
The referee has the start.
Right when Paulo Coco sees Susie Fritz walk up, then he walks right up. He's going to argue his side as well. Out to Jaylee Winters, dominant swing on the left side.
All the credit to Laura Dykema on that one. She faked out Atlanta's block, was able to get Jaylee Winters, number 5 for Nebraska, with no block. Hitter's dream.
Julie Winters, the 4-time All-American from Creighton University. Playing in front of her former head coach, Kirsten Berthal Booth, is here. Back row attack, Montaño, what a block. Emily Thader looking mean at the front.
Welcome to the block party. We talked about it early. This is what it's all about.
This is the first tie we've had since 4-4 here in the first set. Nebraska making an epic comeback here. But not too fast. San Giacomo going right through that block.
Huge swing for Atlanta. And that is a smart swing. It's out of system, it's tough, but she goes high hands, puts pressure on Nebraska to make a play, and that's exactly what we talked about at the top.
Strong serve, but handled perfectly from Nebraska. Montaño, back row attack into Winters' hands, but Winters not able to keep it in the court. Montaño's kill.
Just such a fast arm. Again, when you have so many weapons, it's hard to keep track. Jaylee Winters unable to turn that left hand in.
Giacomo at the service line still. Outside coming in. Wow. Great dig from Pianette Benoit. And Fairbanks stepping in to find Mackenzie Adams. Adams putting the nail in the coffin for the first set. Atlanta looking like they don't have a worry in the world. Nebraska pressures on them here at home, coming back into the second set.
Started. We went up to the high seats in the arena. We saw 4 fans that needed a seat upgrade. Thanks to our friends from Skims, the official groundsman partner of League One Volleyball. Now I got Nora with me again. Nora, all right, set one didn't necessarily go the way we wanted it to. That's okay. You guys got a great fat head of Kimberly Drewniok, one of our certain athletes tonight. Now here's the thing, Nora. How confident are you in set 2 going our way? Pretty confident. You feel like the energy's been pretty good so far in here? Do you feel like it can get better? Yeah, a little bit? All right, let's get Go Nebraska going, all right? Repeat after us. 3, 2, 1. Go Nebraska! Nebraska! There we go, all right, fans. There we go. Let's hear it one more time for our skim seat upgrade. Nora and her family. We're going to be cheering loud.
Earlier this season, T Street Irvine, one of 89 love clubs across the country, brought the Southern California volleyball community together for a love watch party, Courtney.
Yeah, this is what it's all about for the love clubs that are not in a pro market. What they do is they each kind of sign up for the team they want to cheer for, and T Street Volleyball has chosen Love Atlanta, partly because Rachel Fairbanks, setter for Love Atlanta, is a T Street alum representing, which is so cool for them. That's what it's all about. Club director Paige Herlock has done an amazing job. That is a really special club, and they create not only a fun experience for their athletes, but such great teachers of the game.
To learn more about the clubs that make up the League One volleyball family, visit love.com/clubs. Rachel Fairbanks, setter for Atlanta right here, feeling good after that first set. You could see her experimenting with different things, running her players in every way she could.
Yeah, we talked about the key for them was passing well, and they're doing it out of serve receive, also defensively in transition. A lot of their digs, they're able to create opportunities, and they're at their best when she's running this thing and running fast.
15 assists for Rachel Fairbanks. Jordan Larson on your screen. Tia Jimerson, the middle for Atlanta, who's going to start us off in the second set. This is the one rotation where Tia Jimerson is back row. So watch out for Nebraska to pick on her and try to find her. Larson going off the hands. Montaño rolling it over. And Larson changing it up again with her offense, getting the kill on this swing.
We saw about 4 different contacts on that ball, and that is just more than 10,000 hours, decades of playing this game at the highest level. Her range and her ability to see the game and the gaps in the defense is what really makes her special.
Fairbanks saving the overpass. Drewniok flying in off the hands, but the ball is tooled out by Yahalasheva.
Yeah, for Nebraska, they've got a lot of weapons, but they didn't pass super well in set 1. So if they want to get back to their game and really take a lead, they didn't leave at all in set 1. They're going to have to start with ball control. Can they pass well, give themselves a chance?
This time Drewniok tries to find Yahalasheva's hands again, but Magda adjusts, getting the block.
She's such a steady blocker. What makes her special, 15 for Atlanta, is not only her hand placement, but really how she sees the game. And great middle blockers have incredible eye work on the setter and then on the hitter.
Perfect pass by Jordan Larson off that top spin serve, leading into a kill for Nebraska from Jaylee Winters.
Jaylee Winters, again, a Creighton standout, started this season, played a lot, and has been a meaningful role here. Whether she's starting the match or coming off the bench, played for amazing coach Kirsten Booth.
Talking to her earlier, she's in the stands here tonight. Big attack on the outside. Nebraska losing that ball, hit by Sangiacomo. Sangiacomo has 5 kills so far here tonight. Up at the service line now. Emily Thader flying in. Montaño from the back row goes off the head of Thader. And Nebraska not able to get that solid second touch.
Great read, just unable to execute there. But we talked about one of the keys for Nebraska is the block party. And you think about defense, and for every single hitter on this team, on both sides, the defense has a defensive package. Hey, we're gonna stand here on a good pass. If it's out of system, we're gonna stand here. So just think about all of those details you're remembering when you're out there.
Great coverage from Atlanta. Larson trying to get the fastball, just a little too far out.
The best part about the player mics when Atlanta's playing is that you actually hear Paulo Coco more than anyone. Always in it, always invested.
Gotta love that overseas emotion showed.
Sets up. So good.
Mac Adams giving her setter some props on that. Great set by number 10, Rachel Fairbanks. And Mackenzie Adams said, hey, we're playing loose right now. We're focused. We had a great week of training, and the team's getting along. They've been playing cards. This is their bonding activity of choice as of late.
Whose flex came first, Mackenzie Adams or Jordan Thompson? We've seen plenty of flexes from Jordan lately. Love to see Mackenzie Adams flex after that one. Sangiacomo building a service run right now. That one flies out. Annie Caesar doing a good job of getting her feet to the line. Libero for Nebraska, making sure that ball's out.
Drewniok, number 8 for Nebraska, going back to serve, and they're gonna need to step up their service pressure. Sometimes it's tough to stop an offense that is dialed, that's fast on a perfect ball, so it starts with a really tough serve.
Adams off the net, beats out the triple block and keeps the ball in the court.
Mackenzie Adams is feeling herself right now. Again, a triple block, as you said. That's about as tough as it gets. She challenges it on the inside and is just feeding her team with enthusiasm right now.
And we see them traps Mackenzie. Slide coming in, Emily Thader off the hands. Rachel Fairbanks gets back out to protect that ball. Adams taking the air, giving Nebraska the point.
One of the things that you can tell when a team is really loose and playing free is how they respond to mistakes.
Lexi Rodriguez, the fan favorite, making her way on the court. Libero played in Nebraska, now here in Omaha. Getting pumped up for her teammate Jaylee Winters with the big ace.
That's right, Lexi started off the season as a starting libero, was out for a few matches, and Nebraska went on kind of a hot streak, so it'll be interesting to see how Coach Susie Fritz uses both of them. Ani Cesar and also Lexi Rodriguez, 2 great liberos in their own right.
Back-to-back errors for Mackenzie Adams. Not letting it get to her yet. Jaylee Winters stays at the service line. Slide coming in, Tia Jimerson. Great defense from Nebraska, but it's gonna be a free ball for Atlanta this time. Tia Jimerson getting the second chance from Fairbanks, finding success on that slide.
So impressive. Tia Jimerson doing it all. There's a free ball over the net. She controls it and also finds her rhythm to get up on that slide. And that's a trademark Paulo Coco team. He teaches ball control. They play fast. Such a big part of them being successful.
Emily Thader showing I can do the slide too. And yeah, that one landed right on the line.
Thader's such a great competitor. She just loves being out there. She will do whatever it takes for her team. Someone that the coaching staff loves to have on board and just gives everything she has every single point. It's the kind of middle you like to set.
Thader with the service error, but pretty close. She looks frustrated after that one. She finished the inaugural Love season last year, 6 in blocks and aces. Mackenzie Adams at the service line. Look how high she tosses this ball where she meets contact. That ball just comes right down on Nebraska. Wow. Giacomo going down the line. Got a little lucky. Nebraska lost their footing on that side.
Yeah, what a dig by Panoy. And then Rachel Fairbanks just has that thing on a string. Such a pure setter. She's a young setter, her second year as a pro, but definitely has a chance to make a run on the national team at one point. If she continues trying to be her best, she's got a bright future ahead.
Jordan Larson off the hands of Tia Jimerson. She knows exactly what she's doing. Fairbanks signaling to her hitters what plays she wants them to run. Jimerson. Drewniok right down the line. She's so deceptive with where her shoulders face.
Yeah, she's a lefty, so she comes in facing angle. And her ability to face the angle and then cross body, bring that left arm across there and hit line. Really tough to stop. And playing a lefty. And there she goes again, reading that overpass. But lefties It's a little bit like a lefty pitcher in baseball. Like, you just don't see it as much in volleyball, so you're not used to responding to that stimulus, and the angle's a little bit different. Typically, it's tougher to stop.
Dykema at the service line, so these next 3 rotations, the setter, which is her, will be back row. Montaño getting Herrera pumped up with that block, setting that ball straight down. Nebraska with the lead here in the first set, trying to make a comeback here, defending their home in Omaha, Nebraska. Love outside. Mackenzie Adams, number 13, already has 6 kills, and Montaño, the opposite, has 8. Atlanta looking pretty confident so far. They're trailing the second set, but Adams is really bringing the heat tonight.
You hear her now telling her teammates, running the show, and without Kelsey Cook on the court this season, Mackenzie Adams really stepped up, and it's a lot to put a team on your shoulder. Of course, the governor knows what that's all about. She's a great leader for this Love Atlanta team.
High ball to Sun Giacomo. Great dig by Nebraska, leading into an even better kill by Jordan Larson.
I think we got a third on the flex cam. The Gov showing this angle, her ability to get a good swing starts with her footwork on that ball, her transition and step close. Just a big time play for her in her final season as a pro.
Missed serve by Laura Dykema. Yeah, I can watch Jordan Larson flex all day. After every kill, I want to see those arms.
Come on.
She's more in shape than many 20-year-olds.
That's right. She said earlier, hey, I feel almost the best that I have, and she's got it dialed in. I haven't started the one more year chance yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Couple weeks left. Nebraska still fighting for that playoff spot, though. Again, only the top 4 teams make it this year. Last year, all 6 made it. The players got together, said, we want to have to earn that right. Very competitive league. So that's a big change for this season.
It's so fun, and that's what it's all about, right? This unknown, and every match, every point matters now, and the standings are wild to look at. So many teams within one match. Is going to be an epic last month here.
Montaño tight on the net. She's going to let that one go. Drewniok.
Yeah. Go.
Eva Hudson. Statement block from Yehalasheva. And Eva Hudson, the rookie, played at Kentucky, played in the national championship in December, fell short to Texas A&M, but she is making her way on the court here tonight.
And she is a dog of a competitor. I love watching her. She's really stepped into her own, and I can't wait to see how she shows up for her team down the stretch.
Great dig by Nebraska. Their defense is all over the place. Eva Hudson looking for the kill. Courtney, you say she's got that dog. I called a few of her matches at Kentucky, and I'm not kidding. I would say Eva Hudson's the definition of got that dog in her.
Truly, and it's so fun when you're a setter getting to set hitters that just want the ball. They want to be in the mix. They're not afraid to go for it. She's another one that's going to be really fun to watch in the next few years.
Adams, can she get it over? And she does. What a play and save that was. But you can only hold off Nebraska so long. Drewniok flying in with that line shot.
Look at this angle by Lexi Rodriguez. Oh, starts here. Mac Adams giving everything, a little windmill over the net. Nebraska able to take advantage.
Eva Hudson getting picked on in serve receive, but then she's gonna make her way to her approach and get the kill off the hands.
Here Mackenzie Adams saying, hey, nice shot. And Drewniok and Dykema are not known to be the biggest blockers over there, so look for Atlanta to be using that outside of those hands and tooling them. And right now, this is what we talked about at the beginning. Can they make smart swings down the stretch? That last swing by Eva Hudson was great. Can they continue doing that to close out set 2?
Herrera up to serve, looking for a run for her team. Tied up here in the second. Rachel Fairbanks calling her own number. She has looked a lot more confident in taking the ball first herself this season.
She has. It's one thing that's nice about spreading the offense is that they forget about the setter every once in a while, and when they're passing well, that's always a great option. And her teammates talked about her appreciating her even-keeled nature, right? She's not easily rattled, can make a mistake and move on. When you're a young setter, there's a lot of that, whether it's a miscue, and you can see her here calling out a signal, telling her hitters, hey, I want you to run here on a good pass.
Not the best pass. Where does she go? She finds Adams. Off the net. Plenty of room for Jaylee Winters, but that ball was just a little too wide.
Setter Laura Dykema in the front row right now. We've been talking about decision making, right? So as a setter, you're first thinking, all right, what are my strengths? Who's the best person right now to set on a good pass, on a medium pass?
Montaño going straight into the hands of Emily Thader on this one.
That's a low set. She only had one option, and she challenged the block, and Emily Thader challenged back. Great discipline with hands by Thader on that one. What we talked about as a setter, you're first thinking, all right, what are my strengths in this rotation? On a good pass, where do I want to go? On a medium pass, where would I want to go? As we see Gabby Blossom in center for Nebraska, number 13 for the double sub. And then you're thinking, all right, is there a weakness on the other side? Is there a blocker that we can attack and expose?
Montaño flying into the block on this one. So second time in a row, Montaño has hit into the block from the D-ball. But today at practice, she told me that she's not really that comfortable with the back row attack. It's not something she's not done too much till this season.
That's right, and her team's needed it, and they're going to continue to need it.
Adams demanding the touch. Palacoco, is he looking for that red flag? Yep, he's gonna throw it right up, and he throws it to the upright, who actually caught the red flag.
I love it. Susie Fritz putting in a double sub. You'll see number 9, Iga Vasileska for Nebraska. In that double sub, you're trying to get a better blocker on the right front.
Do you think there was a touch?
It's close, but I don't think so.
Oh, what that pinky.
Oh.
There was one shot that that view right there. Great job, team. Look at the guys in the truck and the ladies.
Wow. It's a game of inches, baby. Great call by Paulo Coco. You know, watching these on slow-mo, it's amazing that they still have 5 fingers.
I know. That's such a good
and
point.
They all go the same direction for the most part.
They hit so hard. Rachel Fairbanks back row for the next 3 rotations, so you can't see her dump unless she stays on the ground at the front row. Tia Jimerson shutting down one of the best volleyball players in the world in Jordan Larson.
She liked that. Bows out. Let's go. Statement block by Tia Jimerson. Such a fun athlete to watch. And right now, Gabby Blossom in for Nebraska on a good pass. I'd expect her to go to Emily Thader.
Montaño. Blocked again by Emily Thader. Thader is quite the matchup. She has blocked Montaño 3 times in a row.
Great discipline. They know that in and out of system on a good medium dig, it's always likely to go to Montaño, so she stays and makes a great read.
Good news for Montaño. Emily Thader is now in the back row. Jimerson taking this one. Adams. Blossom tries to keep it alive.
Kenzie Adams all business right now. It's a great set by Rachel Adams. So Iga Wasilewska in that right front position, but still maybe not the best blocker for Nebraska over there, and Fairbanks goes right at her.
Top spin. There's the strength we saw at practice from Adams today. You hear Paulo Coco screaming on that one as he sees Nebraska hit it into the pin. Wasilewska not able to keep that ball in. Timeout called from Nebraska.
What do you want?
Line is open.
Double quick.
You got it.
Hey, keep Emily tight with you. We can go again, right? So one with the slide. Keep her tight with you instead of sending her away. Keep Emily tight with you. And we're the same thing. Yeah, great. Great. Yeah, Conde. Yeah. Here we go.
Come on, girls. Heads up. Let's go, defense catch. Let's go. Let's do something. Let's go. Show them your pasta, amiga. Papa. Yes.
Susie Fritz telling her team, hey, let's run Emily Thader, Herrera tight, run that one right in the middle to try to hold that blocker, and then Gabby Blossom, setter for Nebraska, can set either pin, maybe create a little more space.
Blossom with that perfect set right in the hands of Wasilewska.
Great run by the double sub. Again, the double sub's like a closer in baseball. So they came in, Atlanta scored a few points, there were runners on, but they got the out.
Both teams in the red zone right now. Could not be any closer this second set. Tight ball. Larson completely denied by Montaño, teed up with Jimerson.
Just a big-time discipline block. It's easy down the stretch to try to do too much. Montaño just puts up a great discipline block on that one.
I like that you said bows out for Jimerson. Or bowed up.
Bowed up.
Either one. Ooh. Wow. Great decision by Kimberly Drewniok. She knows Jimerson is only back row for that one rotation. Middle blockers aren't in the back to play defense, and she says, yeah, I'm gonna pick on Tia right now.
Coming in hot. Big time swing. Wouldn't be surprised to see Montaño come right back.
Or Yahilesheva.
That's right. Again, this is Atlanta. That's what they do. Almost half the time on a perfect pass, they're utilizing that middle. Tonight it's been successful. Would expect to see Laura get back to Drewniok, who's hot right now.
Pina Benoit keeping that ball up, but Adams and Fairbanks run into the table trying to save that one. Nebraska hanging on here in this second set. The bad news for Atlanta, look who's up at the net, Emily Thader.
That's right, she's been a beast so far.
Herrera finding Eva Hudson, the rookie. Recycled ball for Atlanta. Rolled over, Mackenzie Adams calls off Montaño.
You can hear such great communication for Nebraska. Drewniok's out, you can hear say no, no, no. Jaylee Winters gets a shot and just absolutely attacks those high hands. What a big time swing.
Play easy here, okay? Go up first, good passing first. Then we're gonna play offensively. The first situation. When the ball put the set the front, always should play the second. Stay with your eyes there. Let's think about the good side out now, okay?
Let's go, guys.
We're gonna have both situations. The serve is gonna be here.
I mean, I'll put my fast more in 3. Hey, let's go, let's go.
Mackenzie Adams telling Rachel Fairbanks, hey, I'll put you more in the middle of the court to see if that opens up what you can do offensively.
Good pass by Eva Hudson, but she ends up swinging into the net on that one. Putting Nebraska at set point here in set 2.
That set a little tight, and this is what we talked about at the beginning. Can they make smart swings right now? Carly DeHoog in for Rachel Fairbanks. Setter Ella Mae Powell in. Again, this double sub is used as closers. On match point, their first point they've played all night. Can they make a difference?
Nebraska fans are on their feet for set point. Herrera finding Hudson. Fairbanks gives Hudson the second chance. It pays off. Hudson points directly to Powell. Powell is on that set.
Eva Hudson, and what a set by Ella Mae Powell coming off the bench and just being ready to execute. Eva Hudson, we talked about it, she's a dog. She's gonna take tough swings. Right now, she's gonna try to get her Nebraska team off the net.
Eva Hudson tied up here, 24-24, got to win by 2. Adams. She has not looked worried. 1 point so far this match. Her team now at set point.
She really is, and that is such a fast offense. Less about overpowering when you go that fast.
Set point for Atlanta. Nebraska hoping for a touch. Jaylee Winters put that jam in the deep corner. Is Susie Fritz gonna call a challenge?
Challenging block touch.
Courtney, what do we see?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. So Atlanta's point, which means Atlanta wins the second set. But Nebraska did a great job at keeping that deficit small And well, Love Icons is the league's fan-driven all-star program that recognizes the athletes making the biggest difference on and off the court this season. Fans, athletes, and coaches can vote today through April 4th to help determine the 2026 first and second team selections. The voting page is live at love.com/icons. And one icon potentially, Mackenzie Adams, the outside for Atlanta, sitting at 8 kills so far.
Mackenzie, amazing job so far. What has been the differentiator for you guys to be able to close out these close sets?
You know, I talked to you in the beginning before this game had started, and I said that it's so important that all our hitters get going. And I think we've done a really good job in that, and our serve-receive has obviously taken off and done pretty good and stayed in control. So just not staying in one rotation too long and getting out of there.
Amazing. Well, great job so far. Have fun down the rest of the match.
Always. Thanks.
Great answer by Mackenzie Adams. We're going to break right now, though. You're watching the game of the week on USA Sports. Mackenzie Adams shining with 9 kills so far. We're headed to set 3 here in Omaha.
Some fans here in a section I'm standing on top of. We got 5 trivia questions. I'm going to pick out 5 fans randomly. So fans, I apologize in advance, but we're going to go and do this. All right, here we go, fans. I got the questions right here. We're going to go right down here to my left. How are you doing, man? Are you okay for this? All right, what volleyball position in Brazil is especially famous for producing elite players? Is it an opposite, a middle blocker, a center, or libero? She says libero is middle blocker. That's okay. We're going to get this good gentleman here to redeem ourselves. All right, question number 2. Argentina made its first Olympic appearance in women's volleyball at which Olympics? A, B, C, or D? He says B. That's correct. We're 1 for 2. All right, we're going to go inside the row here to this gentleman. How's it going, sir? All right, question number 3. The Netherlands reached the 2016 Olympic semifinals in women's volleyball. Which Love Nebraska outside hitter represents the Netherlands? A, B, C, or D? He says C. It was actually A. It represents the Netherlands. I think you knew that one. You had your whole family saying that. You should have known that one. That's all right. 2 more questions to go. All right, here we go. How's it going, sir? Question number 4 for you. Which Love Nebraska Libero became one of the most decorated defensive players in NCAA volleyball in Nebraska? I feel like we know this one. Is it A, B, or C? He says B. That's correct. All right, last but not least, let's see if the ringer can take it home. Number 5. Which Love Nebraska athlete represented Germany in 2 European championships and 2 Olympic qualifying tournaments? Is it A, Kimberly Drewniok, B, Alexis Hart, Jamie Winters, or Jordan Thompson? He says A. That's correct. That means our section here went 3 for 5. Hey, majority wins. That's pass and C's in degrees. Is that what we're talking about? Hey, fans, we are ready to go. 2 sets down. We're going to take this thing 5, but we need your energy. This place is one of the best environments for volleyball in the state of Nebraska. You guys make a difference. All right, here we go. Let's hear it one more time for our section in international trivia.
You're watching the game of the week on USA Sports, and now we welcome in the governor herself, outside hitter for Nebraska, Jordan Larson.
Jordan, you guys are battling. You're so close. What do you guys need to adjust to kind of pull out a win here?
I think we just need to get back to our game, you know, kind of being patient, seeing the right things, reacting to the right things. And I think we can pass a little better. I thought we did better that set to get our middles going a little bit.
Amazing. Well, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, dude.
Keep interviewing Jordan and Mackenzie. These two give us the best answers. And speaking of Mackenzie Adams, she is our Skims moment of confidence so far.
She's having herself a night, leading this team in every single way. And, you know, when you're running an offense this fast, you don't actually have to overpower entirely. She's finding space in the block. She's hitting gaps, taking these angles, both cross and off the hands in a really great way. And leading this team right now, they're feeling it.
Rachel Fairbanks is setting her a lot lower this match. From your setting perspective, like, what does that do for the outside hitter?
Yeah, well, really, when you think about speed, a lot of it is how high it goes. You think, you know, a high set, it's going to be a lot slower. So it just allows her to have more space in the block and hit around it, and most hitters like that.
The Nebraska players were the first ones on the court, all 6 of them, waiting to get things started, led by Jordan Larson right here. You could tell she was not satisfied with how her team played the first 2 sets, but did credit the passing, did improve. So we do switch sides at the second set. Laura Dykema starting us off here at the third. Jimerson starting it off strong, though, for Atlanta with the quick offense.
You can hear the emotion, just fired up. Number 14 for Atlanta, Tia Jimerson. Again, one of those athletes that rides the momentum. She gets a few blocks, starts feeling it.
Tia Jimerson finding Lexi Rodriguez, something you don't want to usually do, because that leads to a perfect set with a perfect kill from Drewniok.
Lexi Rodriguez, one of the leading passers in the league, playing with a lot more confidence. Usually she's not getting many serves, but one thing that Nebraska does that's a little unique is they kind of show one thing on serve receive and they might move at the last second.
Well, that was Courtney right here stepping in, taking that bump set, as you, I'm sure, never really did, because you get 2 hands on.
They're coming at me. I didn't want to, but you know.
But you can't help yourself.
I can't help it. Sorry, Lau.
That's what happens when you won 2 Olympic medals, everyone. Those watching at home, yes, Jordan Thompson has 2.
Wow. What a run. Dykema, I'm so impressed. You know, she did this a bunch Saturday versus Love Salt Lake, but her ability to find the middle hitter and Herrera in that situation, even on a medium pass, that's what great setters do. And when you got middles like Herrera, number 17, and Emily Thader, and Caro, who's on the bench right now, makes it a lot of fun for a setter.
Dumped over by Fairbanks, ending Herrera's service time, because she's gone on a run a few times now, and Fairbanks taking the opportunity.
Tries to set her dump. You go up with 2 hands, looks like you're setting, and then you throw that left hand quickly over. Great smart shot, especially when the middle blocker's serving. They're typically not as, you know, effective defensively. That's what I wanted to say.
Slide coming in from Yahalasheva. Great contact from behind the setter.
I run you over like a truck.
Oh, jeez. She really did, Mackenzie Adams. I run you over like a truck. It's always fun to like try to speak in English, you know, when you're speaking to folks that aren't quite as fluent.
Mackenzie Adams literally did run her over like a truck, because she's 6'4", Pina Pinoy is 5'6", so.
That's right, Pina Pinoy, her 21st year as a pro. Just think about all the moments she's been in, and you know, she's a veteran athlete, but plays with this youthful spirit. It's one thing her teammates talk about. She makes things so fun. She flies around the court, still enjoys the game, and what a meaningful player for this team. And it's a beautiful thing about volleyball. You don't all have to speak the same language, but you can communicate in all these cool ways and show up for each other, and that's what it's all about.
Topspin serve. Drewniok, kind of a hybrid float almost. Oh, yes, this ball is over.
Wow.
And Nebraska gets the point. Off the foot save from Lexi Rodriguez. One of the best defensive plays we have seen all night.
You gotta love this, Drewniok. Hey, anything's legal.
Well, we told you today that the Libero is essentially the goalie. We don't just mean passing, we mean that footwork.
That's
too.
Right. You gotta use your feet, whatever it takes.
Eva Hudson almost overpassing this ball, but still a little too tight for Fairbanks to be able to work with it.
And right now, Nebraska's feeling themselves. They're staying aggressive, and that's what great leadership does. The governing, helping her team to just stay in it. And they're a team that can get hot and win this thing in 5, no doubt. They're gonna continue to battle.
You don't get mad at the net when it helps you. Drewniok with the ace. The fans or teammates are loving it.
Just like she planned it, right off the top. I would expect Fairbanks to go to Adams right now. Got a good matchup against Dykema.
Montaño, the back row attack from the middle this time. Fairbanks finding Adams. Peanut Pinoy saves the day. Emily Thader taking a second to get back up after that amazing play from her teammates. Great digs on the Nebraska side. She was moving her right foot around a little bit to maybe stretch it or something, but she is back up at the net.
And a huge block for Dykema. She must have heard me saying she was a liability up there. It says, not today. Nebraska with all the momentum right now.
Drewniok sounding like a tennis player with the grunting when she serves. But Atlanta able to get through the storm after Mackenzie Adams puts that ball down.
And that's part of a great offense. You're not reactive to the last play, but you're making smart choices over time. So, hey, what's our strength in a row? Who's the hitter that's most hot right now, and where's my best matchup? And if you consistently make good choices, it usually ends up working out.
Jaylee Winters, so strong. You can hear in the contact made.
What a set by Dykema, all the way 30 feet, like it's nothing. A veteran from the Netherlands. Been a pro since she was 16, and we're seeing why.
Adams off the hands of Dykema. Lexi Rodriguez tries to save the ball, but Adams just spraying the ball all over the net right now. She's not mad about it.
And we're seeing Nebraska do what Jordan said. Hey, we're passing a little bit better. Can we keep that offensive pressure going? Lexi Rodriguez making a big difference for them.
Ball called out. So Rachel Fairbanks misses her serve and will be back row for the next 3 rotations. Look how close this one was. Oh. Okay, the ball was out, but that's a great serve. Emily Thader staying in, up to serve. And she comes back with the ace.
Emily Thader commonly going on service runs. She's so aggressive, and again, the way that her ball floats, it's really tough to read. She's picking on Eva Hudson right now, rookie. This international ball moves quite a bit different than the ball they use in college. It's wildly different and harder to pass.
And that overpass goes right down to Jordan Larson, stuffs it back in Atlanta's face.
And that's it. She's serving space, but also mixing up the depth of her serve. Sometimes it's deeper, shorter. Paulo Coco puts in San Giacomo back in. See if they can stabilize their passing a little bit.
Nebraska has the 4-point lead here in the 3rd set. Adams finding Emily Thader.
Kenzie Adams saying, hey, no, I know you're excited. It's my turn to serve. This is a good rotation for Atlanta. Check out these 3 blockers. Some of the most physical blockers at the net for them. And one of their best servers in Mackenzie Adams. So when you're thinking about your defensive package, this is when you really want to dial it in. Turn up the heat.
Mackenzie Adams has 12 kills so far, 2 aces in a block. 15 points right now, doing it all for Atlanta. Avoid the white jersey. Lexi Rodriguez is one of the best passers. Montaño hitting in the hands of Herrera, but the ball is called out. What a tool. So Herrera blocked the ball and it went out on the opposite side of the court. That's how hard Montaño is hitting, but we are going to get a challenge.
Last touch.
Nebraska thinking on the way out, that block might have gotten one of the Atlanta athletes.
Here's a look at what these coaches can challenge. And only these challenges, ball in or ball out. The block touch is a big one, and then the net fault or antenna. You cannot touch either of those. Double contact and then reaching over the net. The foot fault, you cannot cross the 3-meter line or the service line. 3-meter line for those back row players, got to stay behind that. And here's what we're looking at. If there was a touch, if it clips in Giacomo on the way out, Courtney.
It doesn't look like it changes directions. So I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
I'm on your side. Ref trying to hear as Paulo Coco talks to him. Give me a second, Paulo. Trying to get this call right. Every point is so important. Look at this set, how close we are. Nebraska desperately needs this win here in the third.
Every match matters from here on out.
Atlanta's point.
Did not get overturned, and some things have changed for the better around here, and I think the challenge system is one of those things.
What's been for the better?
Just your ability to confirm and see what's true, and you know, back in our day, they maybe didn't have as many challenges.
2 challenges and 1 timeout per set for each coach. And we are going to break after that missed serve. Nebraska holding on to a 2-point lead here in the third set. Game of the week on USA Sports.
Kimberly Drewniok is helping change that. Let's keep them all flying as a global movement, building courts, coaching communities, and growing the game. From Colombia to Tanzania, Greece to the Philippines. Scan the QR code on the screen now to follow the journey. All right, fans, it is time. Everybody take out your cell phones. We're going to take a selfie cam here. As you can see up behind me. There we are. There's the QR code. All right, let's get my button off from here. Let's take a look back towards the side here. Let's just go down the way here. Everybody take your phones out. All right, here we go. Come on, fans. We're up by 2 right now. Come on. Let's get that QR code. Get me on the screen. Here we go. Let's see who's rocking with us here tonight at National Arena. Still got time to scan that QR code. Get yourself in on the action here. Nice job. There we are.
League One Volleyball is presented by Skims, the official loungewear, intimates, and sleepwear partner of Love. Here is a look at, if we were playing playoffs today, what would be happening. Atlanta would take on Salt Lake, and Austin would take on Houston, leaving Nebraska out. Again, only the top 4 teams make it to the playoffs, leading to the championship. But Nebraska's right on that bubble, Courtney.
That's right, we're seeing it right now. Every play matters, the fans are into it. They're scrapping for every single point because they have a chance to make a run in this playoffs if they can get in.
Jordan Larson trying to chase that ball down. that is Mackenzie Adams you were hearing, mic'd up. Let's go, big dog.
Tyson Giacomo has done a great job stabilizing the passing lane for Atlanta, and they're able to play their game.
Drewniok. That ball stays alive from Fairbanks. What a dig, Fairbanks and Adams. Kimberly Drewniok again and gets blocked again. Atlanta defense is on fire. 2 huge digs where you think the ball is going down, then ending that point with the block.
so big time, and such a big part of defense is actually your eye work. And can you pay attention to the right thing? And they're just in really good spots and making these difficult plays look so easy.
Larson off the hands. Textbook hit for her.
We talked about for each of these teams, for every single hitter, there's a defensive package. Hey, when she's hitting off a perfect pass, we're gonna stand here, we're gonna play it this way. On a not so perfect pass or out of system, we're gonna play it this way. And this is the chess match of high level coaching, and we're seeing it right here on both sides.
Triple block put up against Jaylee Winters. She tries to avoid the hands, hitting that ball out, putting Montaño, the strong topspin server, at the service line. Watch out for Montaño's D-balls as well in the next 3 rotations. That ball goes out. Montaño is from Colombia, and it's the same time change or time zone as Atlanta and Colombia. She said her husband watches all their games. He was actually just in Atlanta for the last few games, so that was really important to her.
I love it. Married a setter. I wonder if he blames the setter or never. Hard to say.
Not around her, I'm sure.
Usually it's the hitter's fault, but not when it's your wife.
Drewniok going to the right side of the hands, and the touch is called.
For Nebraska right now, I would expect Drewniok, number 8, to get a lot of these balls down the stretch. She's been an offensive weapon for them. You can set her from anywhere at any time. Again, she's a lefty on the opposite. They're going to need her to continue scoring points if they want to make this comeback.
So ball right into the net, Herrera.
And Atlanta's done a nice job of scoring points so far. So it starts at the service line. And then off of these digs they're making, can they create an opportunity?
Outside to Winters. Absolutely no pink jerseys able to get that ball.
Dykema just had that on a string, and also picking up Lexi Rodriguez after this pass. That set, when it comes, the pass comes from position 1. It comes over your shoulder. That's a tough play, and great execution by setter, number 14 for Nebraska.
Free ball from Adams. Big up from Montaño. Oh, the celebration after this block from setter Lauren Dykema.
You gotta love this, just the joy. It's her second block of the night. Let's go 14. Just getting the crowd and her teammates into it. She's so experienced. I love that she can also just find the joy in all these moments. Trying to keep her team in it for playoffs this season.
Timeout called from Atlanta.
They play all the time second ball. Let's keep the plan. P, I'm gonna say this, deep. Forget the shot, okay? Easy. Let's go, guys. So, the ball's fast. If you don't stay in the position, I cannot get it. So if the ball's the other side, stay on the corner. The ball's on the corner. We are jumping the first one, leaving the ball. She just plays second, and hit here. We're there. Hey, we have difficult ball. It's so difficult here. Just put the best ball for a point. Okay, forget it. Okay, I know. I think so.
Paulo telling center Rachel Fairbanks, hey, if it's not perfect, you don't have to be fancy, just put up a hittable ball to 4. That outside hitter, in this case, would be Mackenzie Adams right now.
You said a few times in this match that the setter has that ball on a string. Tell us what you mean as a setter, as we see Fairbanks call her own number. But the setter lingo, got the ball on the string.
Yeah. It's usually when you're really going for it, you set a fast ball, and it's just the perfect location. Of course, she doesn't need to do it here. This has been successful. She's 3 for 3. And what we heard Paulo Coco telling his team defensively, and now we might see it here, when setter Laura Dykema, 14 for Nebraska, is pushed and the pass is towards the outside hitter. She's not setting the quick, she's going over it, and their defense is jumping with the quick hitter. So he says, hey, forget it, just be good on the outside hitter.
Serve by Negretti just came in for Atlanta. Out to Adams, she's off, and she's gonna roll that ball down the line to Jordan Larson.
Just a big time swing for 13, Mackenzie Adams. She is having herself a night. And this is the mark of great teams. Whether you're up, you're down, you're just playing consistent volleyball, one play at a time.
13 kills for Adams so far. Negretti finds Lexi Rodriguez, which leads to the offense. The back row attack from Drewniok.
Hey! Drewniok, number 8, flying out of back row. We don't see this very often from Nebraska, especially with Anna Bausch on the bench right now, but Drewniok coming up clutch. If Nebraska can continue to stay in rhythm and take great swings, they're gonna win the set.
Jimerson going through the hands of Thader. Defense again, it's gonna be a free ball for Nebraska.
You see this effort by Bea and Negretti. This is why it's helpful to have 2 liberos on the floor, but again, that's the play. Laura Dykma right now is running an overload, running the middle towards the outside and continues to go over it. So can Atlanta adjust and get a stop here?
Huge ace for Nebraska. Jaylee Winters looking so confident in every contact of the ball tonight.
Jaylee Winters serving Negretti in position 1 right now.
Winters was hoping there was a touch on that back row attack.
Yeah.
Kenzie Adams saying, I didn't even jump that high. No way. That's pretty far. And we'll see, again, Nebraska in the 4-2s, which means setter Laura Dykma is in the front row. They haven't used that back row very often, but Kimberly Drewniok is hot right now. So this is a time as a setter when you might, in fact, use that.
Nebraska first to the red zone. Rachel Fairbanks up to serve. Back row setting right now. Oh, Tia Jimerson completely denying Jordan Larson, and she is loving every second of it.
Good night, she said. Finger wag to take it home. Big time block. That's the kind of block that can change the momentum. We'll see if Nebraska can respond well. If I'm Dykma, I'm setting Jordan again for sure.
She does. Larson takes the hitting error just a little too wide. Nebraska is going to call a timeout on this one, try to reset.
You want to come inside? You want to come inside? I like that. Oh, I didn't feel like yeah, okay.
They're going to serve to 1. You want to flip them? They're going to serve to 1.
Yeah? Yeah. I think you got time to do it. Yeah. I think you got time to do it. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, you're coming out of the middle back up the fight. Compete like it's Bagaroni right now. You know what I mean? Like, find that energy, find that vibe, right? Let's get it going. Come on.
We cover you. Ivy, we go forward.
Let's go. There we go. Thanks for coming tonight.
You flip, but I go back.
Coach Susie Fritz saying, hey, we compete right now like it's macaroni. One of the fun games they play in practice every day where they play older versus younger. Just get after it, fly around, have some fun.
Montaño, great out by Winters for Nebraska. Larson recycles this hit. Back row attack from Drewniok, right into the not hands of Tia Jimerson, but the elbows. That's how high she is getting over the net right now.
Jimerson just feeling it right now. All the vibes for Love Atlanta. Making a comeback, and Nebraska puts in double subs. Gabby Blossom in for the setter. Iga Valeska in as the opposite. We saw this in the red zone. Can they make a difference? Now they're in a 3-hitter rotation, which is statistically a lot better than 2 hitters for Nebraska.
Block party for Atlanta. Mackenzie Adams in the ISO situation going up against Wasilewska. And you never want to get swept. But Nebraska is playing in front of true volleyball fans. This is Big Ten country. These fans know volleyball. They know plays, they know what's going on. Really great place to play volleyball in front of. Emily Thader taking the error on this one. And this is where it starts to feel Atlanta's going to take off. Just 3 points needed to close out this match.
They are big-time fans. I'm sure they've seen a reverse sweep as well.
True.
Nebraska got Houston on this at one point this season. It just takes one clean side out, a good service run, and Nebraska's right back in this match, making a run towards playoffs.
Nebraska trying to end this 6-0-1 from Atlanta, and they do. Shipping away one by one. Drewniok getting the hug from her setter.
Big time. Emily Thader back to serve. This is a great rotation for Nebraska to make a run. They've done it before. Atlanta's in rotation 1. Montaño's got to run all the way across the court just to get a clean approach.
Gretzky calling off Peanut. Great up by Pinoy. Adams tipping that ball right over the block. Wow. Making that shot look so effortless. 2 points away for Atlanta. You can see Dykema demanding more from her team.
Amazing dig by Peanut. We haven't seen this from Mackenzie Adams tonight. Great time to throw an off speed in there.
Top spin serve. Trying to get match point. Wow. But not so fast. Set Jordan Larson. She's going to hold off match point for Atlanta.
Can see the vets, Dykema and Larson, right now for Nebraska, are feeling the urgency. And this is what Nebraska wants. They've got Drewniok in the front row. They just need one stop here, and they're right back in it.
Jimerson getting her team to match point, going right in front of the hands of Larson and Herrera.
Big time response for Atlanta right now. This is how you build confidence in a team. You show up in these tough moments, and Atlanta's doing it right now.
Match point for Atlanta, going for the sweep. It's Tia Jimerson. Out to Larson. That ball lands perfectly in, and now she is at the service line. Larson hits the same as if it's 0-0 or match point for her opponent. Such a competitor. Back to Montaño. Ball kept alive from Atlanta. Drewniok goes for the line shot. Pinoy ducks out of the way. It's called out. That's match. Atlanta comes to Omaha and sweeps Nebraska. Nebraska is out of challenges, so Susie Fritz not able to challenge that ball, giving Atlanta the undisputed win, taking the sweep.
Nebraska just fighting and clawing, but couldn't quite find a way to stop Atlanta. And they were rolling tonight, playing with all the confidence. We talked about them making smart decisions, good risks down the stretch, and they continued to do that. And that's been the difference for Atlanta. When they make errors, can they respond and get back to good? And what a match for them tonight. Wow.
Montaño, and you can hear Adams. Kinsey was mic'd up tonight. So pumped for her teammates.
No.
Great job, important win. Amazing. Okay, let's celebrate, but we know we still don't qualify yet. You have many games, 3 difficult weeks. We cannot lose time now to recover in all the situations. So let's keep our mind focused on what we have to do for this period. Okay, keep your body safe. Congratulations.
Love.
Yeah.